And now let's hear it for the home team, your Nashua North Titans. The Titans enter tonight with a 9-0 record, and their head coach is Chad Zabolis. Ladies and gentlemen, today we honor our veterans on Veterans Day. To our veterans past and present, we thank you, we honor you, and we remember always the sacrifices you have made. Being called a veteran is an honor that only a small percentage of Americans can claim. You've come through the trials and testing, braved dangers and deprivations, and faced down the tragic realities of war. You have defended and served American values to protect our country and our Constitution against all enemies, and to lay a stronger, more secure foundation on which future generations can continue to build a more perfect union. Today, as we watch and cheer these two outstanding football teams on the field, we again thank all veterans of Nashua and Bedford, as well as those across our great state and nation, for all of their sacrifices and support of our communities and country. At this time, we would like to ask all veterans to please stand and be acknowledged as we thank you for your service and your sacrifice. And now, would you all please rise if you are able and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
And hello, everyone, and happy Veterans Day to you all, to all the veterans and their families out there. We honor you, we support you. I'm Tom King, along with Ron Welliver. Welcome to ETV's broadcast of high school playoff football, the Division I quarterfinals, with Nashua North, the number 2 seed, coming in at 9-0 against Bedford, the number 10 seed, coming in at 7-3. I'm Tom King, along with Ron Ducky Welliver, a former Nashua coach himself. I don't think you ever leave being a coach.
No, you don't, Tom. I'm going to retire soon and come back, I
right.
hope. Who knows?
We had Dylan Smith on camera. Pete Johnson, our executive producer. But today, big game, Ducky, against a dynamic offense in North against one of the best defenses I've seen in high school football.
Absolutely. Bedford has 4 shutouts, as you know, Tom, this year. But keep in mind.
Actually, 5.
5 shutouts. That's right, with the Wyndham game.
With the Wyndham game. They shut out, they blanked Wyndham in the prelim game last week.
But the record of the 4 of those teams is 5-31. But their defense proved on week 1 where they held this dynamic North offense to 1 offensive touchdown.
Right, exactly. And North, of course, will be playing without Toby Brown Jr., their big defensive player, which was also, he was a huge factor in that game. He had a scoop and score on a controversial play, whether the quarterback's arm was going for it or not, but it was ruled a touchdown, an 80-yard in a 78-yard run for a touchdown, and they got 2 field goals as well. So this is going to be, North's waited a long time for this. I mean, they had a bye last week. They've had to have the week off. Ducky, what are the effects of that?
It's hard. You take a week off, you're all hyped up, and then you have to take a few days off. And then the coaches have to somehow motivate the kids again in that second week. It reminds me of the old Thanksgiving games, Tom. You'd wait 2-3 weeks to play South or play North, and it's hard to get motivated on that day and be hyped up.
Well, of course, the big focus of this, Derek Finley, the quarterback for North. Bedford with their defense. They've got a good one, boy. I'll tell you, it's going to be an interesting game. Of course, we have a little bit of rain. This game is starting earlier, so that's going to be a big deal as well, as the players are out on the field right now to celebrate after the coin toss, and they're ready to get going.
What I like about North, Tom, and take a line from Jason Roby, the coach at North. They
I'd
run
rather
around
not.
like the hair's on fire out there.
I'd rather not, but that's okay. Anyway, Ducky, you're in charge for the first quarter and a half or so. I'll have to do my duties down
Tom,
on the
we'll
field.
see you soon.
So we'll see you soon.
Well, welcome. It looks like, who won the toss, Tom? We were too busy talking. We weren't looking at the field. Bedford deferred on the kickoff. Thank you, Jason Roby. And North will receive, going from left to right. Deep for North usually is number 2, Amory Almonte. He goes back there with number 34, Steven Rosario. And Almonte, if you remember the BG game, Bishop Girton, he ran the opening kickoff back in a 35-28 win by North. North is 9-0 and undefeated. Bedford, a strong 7-3. They beat a good Wyndham team last week, 28-0 in the first preliminary round of the playoffs. The teams are lined up. Number 6, Colby Snow, will be kicking off for Bedford. And we're ready to start. Kicks away to the left side, goes out of bounds at about the 12-yard line. Flags are flying. And North, I'm assuming, will take that ball at around the 20. We'll see exactly where they spot it. And North is coming out with quarterback Derek Finlay, who's, from what I understand, he's got a baseball scholarship to Albany. And the one thing you got to remember about these seniors is they don't want this to be their last game. They're going to leave it all out in the field. Finlay's in the backfield. His quarterback with number 21, Jordan Raisinin Andino. And Armour, and that goes trips right from the shotgun formation. Trips off to the right. Fullback is behind the left guard. Handoff, fake. Finlay fakes it, runs to the right, gets tackled. Hit there strong by number, I believe it was number 2 there, Evan Sabati for Bedford. Be about 2nd and 9 for Nashua North. They have the no-huddle offense, spread formation, and the quarterback usually calls the blocking assignments from their quarterback position. We have a double slot formation, wide to the left side of the field. Jack Peters in motion. Finlay follows him to the left side. Peters leading the blocking. Finlay cuts up, caught at the line of scrimmage. Nice play by their number.
On the keeper around the left side, tackled by number 44, Cal McAuliffe.
Nice play by number, is that 64, 44? Tackled by Cal McAuliffe, it looks like out there. Now it's 3rd down and 10 for Nashua North. They go trips right. Peters in the slot, wide receiver right. Resident Andino, the bomb goes to number, deep down the field. It looks like it's intercepted. No, stopped. Nice play by number 2, Evan Sabati, who had the wide receiver. That was number 6. Is that number 6, Dylan Noble? Sorry, it was number 5, wide receiver Nick DeJesse. Hope I pronounced that right. Finlay is back to punt, 4th and 10 from the Nashua North 35-yard line. We have 2 people deep, right around the 25-yard line for Bedford. We'll come out with a nice defensive start to the game, 3 and out. Finlay, nice punt, way down to the 18-yard line. Picked up, tackled right there, hard tackle number. Not sure who that was, but Evan Sabati made the play. Down to the 18, runs it back to the 29-yard line. Bedford starts with their first offensive series. It'll be 1st and 10 from their 27-yard line. Quarterback will be Danny Black, number 10. He's a junior quarterback, 6 foot, 165 pounds. North held Bedford to 99 total yards in that first week of the season, but they come out in a slot left formation, wide receiver to the right. Black again also is in his spread formation. Quick pass out to number 6 on the left sideline. Colby Snow stopped after about a gain of 1.5 yards. It'll be second and about 8 from the 29-yard line. Bedford pulled that guard out, made it look like a sweep coming out. I think he was coming out to kick out the cornerback. Didn't work. Nice play by number 21 out there, Jordan Raisin and Andino. We're going to hear a lot of that name today, I'm sure. Number 11, Joel Poltrianeri comes out wide left. I hope I got that right. Slot to the left, wide receiver, one-on-one to the right side. Black gets the ball, hands off to number 4. Nice hit by, great hit by Amari Almonte. Makes the hit on Ledger Russell, who goes to the right side. It'll be 3rd down and about 6. And Monte came up strong from that left cornerback position. Almonte moves to a deep safety formation, it looks like, on defense. It'll be 3rd and about 6. If Russell did beat Almonte, he was gone to the races, but it was a nice play containing that run. 3rd down and about 7 for Bedford. We got a slot left, wide receiver right. We got a lot of room here on the left side. Black goes back to pass, throws over the middle. Oh, it's incomplete. In and out of the hands of Colby Snow. It'll be 4th down and about 7 for Bedford High School. Let's see who goes back deep for Nashua North. Looks like that's Raisin and Andino going deep. Is that number 21, Jason? He's turning sideways. It's number 20 back there. John Barry Jr. back deep for Nashua North from the 20-yard line, about the 19. Punt goes up, almost blocked. And they're letting it go, and looks like Bedford's going to down it at about the 45-yard line of Nashua North. They start 1st and 10. Right now, a little bit of field position going on. 3 and out for both teams. Nashua North gets the win on that one, if you want to call it that. Be 1st and 10 from their own 45. Spread formation. Derek Finlay. Looks like slot right, wide to the left. They got one of the running backs behind the left guard, who is Melvin Fernandez. Finlay gets the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls to his right, pitches out to Jack Peters going down the right sideline. Beautiful play. Nice option play by Finlay all the way down to the 39-yard line of Bedford. 1st and 10, Nashua North.
Result of that play good for Nashua North.
Finlay, it looked like it was a design play where Jack Peters stayed off to the right in pitch formation, and Finlay made a nice read, pitched it to him, and we got a slot left now for Nashua North. Jack Peters in the backfield with Derek Finlay. Raisin and Andino pulls. Peters goes right up the gut for about 1.5 yards. Jordan Raisin and Andino lined up behind the right guard. Cut to the left, made a nice block, and Peters got a couple of yards. Nice job by the Bedford defense in there. Number 52, Parker Bromley. And they got a nice crop of linebackers there. Like I said, Tom said, but they have 5 shutouts this year. That's no joke. Okay, North goes in. 2nd and 9. Slot to the right, wide receiver. All alone to the left side. Finlay rolls to his left. In trouble, rolls back to his right. Just gets rid of it. Nice defensive play. Number 56. Jack Ben and number 44, Cal McAuliffe. And the flag went down. Looks like they're calling intentional grounding on Finlay. And Chad Sabolis isn't happy about that call. He wants an explanation from the referee. At least he's explaining it. No, nobody was there. Loss of down for Nashua North. Now they go back all the way to their, where they marking that? Oh yes, all the way down to the 42-yard line. It's a 3rd and a whole bunch. 10, 20, about 3rd and about 30. Give or take a yard or two. Finlay is dangerous when he rolls to the left side, and Bedford, did a nice job of containing that, so keep him inside. Finlay goes up the middle, fakes it, rolls to his left, running down the left sideline. Looks like he was going to try to pitch, runs out of bounds at the 47-yard line. It'll be fourth down. Nice job by the Bedford defense on that play. Looks like Finlay was doing the same play he did to the right side where he pitched to Jack Peters earlier for the first down, but it just didn't open up for him. Nice job of playing defense by Bedford. It'll be fourth down and about 24 yards. Finlay is back to punt. Now the Toby Brown is out for the game. Finlay has the punting duties. Snap goes down, one hopper. Finlay has trouble with it. He has to run. He goes out, punts it on the run, partially blocked. Nice job out there by number 23, Dylan Soden for Bedford. I'm not sure if he partially blocked that, but he did a nice job containing Finlay, who had trouble with the snap. And right now it's a special teams game, and they're going back and forth right now. Nashua, Finlay and his athleticism got out to the outside and got rid of that ball. Looks like he was going to pass for a second there, but ended up kicking it on the run, rolling to his left, which is very difficult to do for a righty kicker. Bedford has the ball, 1st and 10 from their 39-yard line. Black in the backfield has 3 backs back there. Looks like Nashua might have jumped. They threw the flag. Ethan Preston Texera was a little bit anxious, caught, no, it was a movement on Bedford.
Looks like we will
I did not see that up here, but, nice job by number 7, Ethan Preston Texera, reading that. It'll be first down and 15 for Bedford. Danny Black goes back there with the same formation. He's got a full house to the left with the fullback behind the guard. Hands off to number 6. Going back counter to the right side. Colby Snow gets about 6 yards. Nice job. Made it look like flow to this side. And the inside handoff to Snow. Gains about 6 or 7 yards. It was second down and 8. I think Bedford might be trying to take advantage of Nashua North's aggressiveness on defense. Like I said, they run around with their hair on fire back there, and it like trips out to the right side, fullback behind the right guard. Black calling signals. 2nd and 8. Goes up the middle, handoff straight up the gut for about 6 yards. That was not sure who carried the ball on that one, but I gotta tell these guys to turn and face me so I can see their numbers. Anyway, it's 3rd and about 3, and right now it's 6 minutes, 28 seconds left to go in the first quarter. We have no score. The defense is out there. It is big 3rd and 3 for the Bedford Bulldogs. We got a slot off to the right side, also the running back to the right. Black takes the fakes the handoff. He looked like he run himself. Nice job cutting inside. He fooled the cameraman on that one, which is me. Handoff to Snow once again. He gets the first down. Yes, he did. It was a nice fake by the quarterback, Danny Black, which froze that Nashua North defense as he rolled to the right and handed off to number 6, Colby Snow. Black in the backfield. Again, it's 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line. Danny Black calls the play from the line. They did huddle up for the line of scrimmage. Looks like the same formation. We got a double slot to the right side. He fakes it. Over the middle to number 6. No! 25, 20, 15, 10. Trying to get caught from behind. Touchdown! What a play. Nice fake up the middle by Danny Black. Throws that safety for a second. And he hit Colby Snow, I believe. Was that Colby Snow over the middle, who has been doing most of the carrying of the football. And that time he ran right through the line, down the field, did a nice post pattern. And looks like Almonte almost caught him right before the end zone, but a little bit too late. Extra point is attempted here by Bedford. It's Mr. Snow again, who's probably still winded from that long run. Snap back, ball it down, kick is up. Right down the middle of the field. Players come back upfield with 5 minutes and 29 seconds to go in the first quarter. It's the 7-3 Bedford Bulldogs, 7. Nashua North Titans, nothing. North gets ready for the kickoff, and Raisin and Andino. Jordan is going back deep. Looks like he's with number 18? Number 34 goes deep with him, Steven Rosario. One thing about Chad Zabolis' offense is he's, over the years, he's a genius at making his adjustments at halftime. And once he figures out what Bedford is doing, if he makes those adjustments, we'll see. Almonte is now deep with Raisin and Andino. He ran one back against Bishop Girton to start the game about 3 weeks ago. The kick is like a squib kick. Down to Almonte, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, cuts to the outside. He's at the stop just shy of the 40-yard line. Nice run back by Almonte. And Nashua North takes over 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line. Nashua North line, left tackle is Darius Smith, left guard Melvin Fernandez, Nick Wardner is the center. Bryson Baramio, right guard. Right tackle is Dio Toplana, number 73, who also is the kicker. Nashua comes out and trips right. Wide receiver left. Finley waiting for the snap. Almonte in motion. Hand up right up the gut. Go where? Absolutely nowhere. Number 1, Logan Sphere. Beautiful play filling that hole. North sent a guy in motion trying to get that linebacker to bite, but Sphere was having none of that. Nice job by number 1. It'll be 2nd and about 13 for Nashua North. They come out in double slot with a fullback to the right of the Finley. Snap goes back. Finley back to pass. Looks downfield. Looks like he's going to try to run it. Gets about 2 yards. Nice play by the Bedford defense. Number 44, Cal McAuliffe.
With help from number 1, Logan Sphere.
Logan Sphere is there again. That's 2 nice plays by number 1, the outside linebacker on left defensive end, actually. 3rd and 11 from the Nashua North, about the 38-yard line. 4 minutes, 17 seconds left to go in the first quarter. They come out with trips out to the left side. Running back to the right of Finlay. Jack Peters comes in motion. Goes off to the right. Finlay, it looks like a screen pass left to Raisin and Andino. It goes all the way up to the 49 to the 50-yard line. First down, Nashua North. Nice job. They sent Peters in motion. Try to freeze that linebacker. Sent a nice screen pass out to the left. And it's first down, Nashua North, right at midfield. They come back out with trips to the right side. Finlay waiting for signals. Gets the snap from Wardner. Hands off, up the middle. Fakes it to Raisin and Andino. Finlay goes off to the left. Smothered, and he still gets 6 yards. 7, 8. Look at him fight. Beautiful run by Finlay. Gets about 7 yards when there was nothing there at all. So give him credit. Made a nice fake. Looks like he was going to pass and decided to run out to the left side. It's now 2nd down and about 2 as a gain of 8. Bedford was all over that play, but Finlay made a nice play getting extra yardage. We got a slot to the left, tight end to the right. Finlay waiting for signals. Hands off to Peters. No, I'm sorry, it's Almonte right up the gut. What's out to the left side, gets down to the 32-yard line. First down, Nashua North. It looks like they already made an adjustment out there, putting that extra back in the backfield. Nice block by Raisin and Andino on the defensive end, opening up the play. First down, Nashua North at the 39-yard line of Bedford. Finlay has slot to the left side, raising in Andino in the guard. He's out. He's kicking out again. Right up the gut to Jack Peters. No, was that?
Monte again on the
I'm sorry, that
carry,
was number
stacked
2.
up.
Amari Almonte. Peters was actually the tight end to the right side.
Bromley, number 56,
Gets about a
Jake
yard,
Bell on the stop.
maybe
Second
2,
and
2nd and 8. From the 32-yard line of 31 of Bedford. We got a slot to the right. Peters is out in the slot. Finlay calling signals, raising in Andino behind the left guard. Handoff, fake to Almonte. Finlay goes off to the right. Looks like he's trying for that option play, but nice play by number 23, Dylan Soden. I hope I pronounced that right. Dylan Soden on a play. It looks like Finlay wanted to pitch to Peters like they did earlier, where Peters got about a 12-yard gain, but Bedford read it nicely that time. And number 4, Derek Finlay, is injured on the play. The trainer, Elise Murphy, is out there in tending to Finlay. Hopefully he's not that bad of an injury. It does not look good right now. Coach Sabolis is out with Finlay, who's still on his back waiting. We got 2 minutes and 6 seconds left to go in the first quarter. And Finlay is up, being assisted by Elise Murphy. Is that Jerry Holland down there with? I don't see Jerry out there. Jerry Holland from Performance Rehab Incorporated. Thank goodness for Jerry and his staff. The reason why I can still stand because of him. And Finlay is being assisted off. And hopefully you can shake that off. So 3rd and about 6. Backup quarterback. Who is that? Is that number 9, Gavin Flynn is the backup quarterback.
Tackled by number 57, Jake Sheff.
Looks like he did not know the snap was coming from Wardner and juggled a little bit, but
Down for the Titans.
now it's 4th down. Nashua North does have a big foot in Dio Toplana, who can really, on kickoffs, he kicks them down to the end zone. Not sure if they're going to try a field goal or, yes, they are. He can kick that far. It's about a 46-yard field goal attempt by Dio Toplana. The holder is the backup quarterback. The kick is off to the left, no good. The holder was Gavin Flynn. The kick is wide to the left.
Wide to the left, no good. So with 1:07 to go here, Bedford will
And
take
the
over.
players come back upfield.
Nashua North 0, Bedford 7.
Bedford takes over at their own 36-yard line. 1st and 10. Minute 7 left to go in the first quarter. Bedford 7, Nashua North nothing. And quarterback Derek Finlay went into the locker room. Hopefully he'll be okay, and staff is working on him now. Bedford comes out of the huddle. Danny Black has a wing to the right side. Looks like a double wing. Running back Snow is to his left. He's been doing the handoff. Sorry, that was number. Nice run, right up the gut by Logan Sphere.
Down by number 8, Xavier Francis. Number 2, Amari Almonte. Result of that play good for a
Right up the gut.
first down.
First down for Bedford from their own 36-yard line. Just under a minute to play. The clock is ticking. Bedford comes out with Sphere in the backfield next to quarterback Danny Black. They have a double slot back to the right. Looks like the same formation as last time when they went to Sphere right up the middle. Snap comes back. Handoff to Sphere again. Same play right off to the right side. He drives out about 5 yards. Tackle made by number 20, John Barry Jr.
Logan Spear on the carry.
There's James Markley out there.
John Perry Jr., number 18, Luke
And number
Peters.
18, Luke Peters
That'll set
on
up
the
a
tackle.
Second down and 6.
Second and about 6 for Bedford at their own 40-yard line. 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. Looks like that's going to be about it for the quarter. They're going to let it run out. 2 seconds, 1, and we are done with the first quarter of play. After one quarter, Bedford Bulldogs 7-3, 7 Nashua North 9-0, nothing. Bedford will go from take over from their own 36-yard line. They're going to go from left to right on your television set once they change fields. And the cookies have come over. Thank you very much. Thank you, Bill.
Friends, Coca-Cola Beverages Northeast are proud.
One thing about coming to the booth, you always get a cookie. I like that.
Learn more about our great partners at CokeNortheast.com. The New Hampshire Army National Guard is proud to support.
And someone has inquired if I have a spotter. I think Greg Schreiber down there in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I got my spotters right to the right, Bill. He's my spotter. He's actually spotting for Jason Roby, who's the announcer. My color guy, Tom King, will be back up here soon. I mean, he's down in the field taking care of what he's got to do. Tom King is the sports writer in the Nashua area, knows everything about sports, and he's been here for about at least 30 years. I've known him forever. Does articles on everybody. And Tom is doing his photograph thing, plus taking all the stats for his articles. He will be back with us soon. So, here we are in quarter 2. Bedford has life. Danny Black has Spear in the backfield. Also with Colby Snow. They got tight formation. Handoff to Ledger. Russell runs out wide to the left. Nice play out there by number 44, Jack Peters.
Ledger Russell on the carry, brought down number 20.
3rd and 6, about a gain about a yard.
Set up a big 3rd down and 5.
I'm sorry, I stand corrected. 3rd and 5. Big play for Bedford. Nashua North defense needs a big stop right here. And keep it on special teams play. We got 11 minutes, 20 seconds counting. Bedford comes out of the huddle. It's a double slot to the right side. Tight end right there. Danny Black in the backfield waiting for the snap from the center. Number 8 goes in motion. Hands off counter right back to Spear. Nice counter.
Number 1 Logan Spear on the carry.
Number 8 Dom Tagliaferro went in motion. Quick fake to him. Spear goes off to the right. A little counter play. And as I've talked to Tom King earlier today, the counter is what you got to do when Nashua North defense is so fast. As Jason Roby says, they run around with their hairs on fire, and they're subject to a counter or a reverse. So 1st down and 10 for Bedford at their own 47-yard line. They're going to that double slot to the right. Danny Black hands off number 8. Nice block by Spear on the outside. Dom Tagliaferro runs all the way down to the Nashua North, about the 30-yard line. I'll tell you, this Logan Spear is something else. He's all of 5'10", 180 pounds. He's running the ball. He made a beautiful block on the outside to get Tagliaferro out to the outside. 1st down for Bedford at the Nashua North 33-yard line, and they're driving. They come out in a double slot to the left side. Tagliaferro's out there. You got Logan Spear in the backfield. Danny Black calling signals. Handoff goes to Spear right up the gut. Stumbles and bumbles his way all the way to the 26-yard line.
Spear again on the carry, brought down by number 20, John Berry Jr.
Nice run by Logan Spear right up the middle. They're not playing any games. They're like, here we come, stop us. So it's 2nd and 2 for Bedford from the Nashua North. About 26-yard line. That's about right. Danny Black in the backfield. We got a double slot off to the right side. Tagliaferro's off to the right, number 8. Spear's in the backfield. The handoff goes to Spear. He goes wide right, cuts upfield. tackle by Jack Peters and a couple of other Nashua North players.
Spear on the carry.
Number 61, Melvin Fernandez was out there, along with Jack Peters and
Number 18, Luke Peters. 61, late
another player. Didn't see the number. My apologies. My spotter will be back soon.
Bulldog first down.
It is 9 minutes, 30 seconds left. It's 1st and 10 from the Nashua North. I'll call it the 19.5-yard line. Bedford is driving. They got a tight end to the left, slot to the right. Danny Black calling signals. Fake right up the middle to Spear. Gets about 3 or 4 yards again.
Spear goes straight ahead.
Nothing fancy. Right up the middle. Sometimes they fake it and count it to that wing back who comes in motion. Danny Black gets the signs from the coach over there, head coach Zach Matthews. And he goes to a huddle, unlike Nashua North, who calls it from the line. Bedford comes out. They're just stacking them up right now. They got a double tight end, wing back to the left side. Spear in the backfield with Danny Black, waiting for the snap. It's a counter. Tagliaferro goes off to the right. Tackle made there by number 51, Darius Smith.
On the carry.
Nice job. It's 3rd and about 6. This is a huge play for Nashua North. Their defense, 8 minutes, 20 seconds left. Their defense needs to come with a stop right now. I'm not sure if Bedford field goal kicker, and it's not that far. It's probably about if they stop him right here, the field goal is about 31, 32 yards. Huge play. 3rd and 5 for Bedford from the Nashua North about 19-yard line. Danny Black calling signals. Logan Spear in the backfield. Fake the Tagliaferro right up the gut to Spear and gets a just
Spear on the carry.
stumbling down and making yardage about an inch from the ground. Is Spear. It's 4th down and about 3 for Bedford at the Nashua North.
Melvin Fernandez
About 18-yard line.
charge there. We'll set up a 4th
And
down and 4.
number 4, Ledger Russell has come into the game. Not sure if they're kicking or not, but it looks like they're going for it. Huge play for Nashua North. 4th down and 4 from the Nashua North 14-yard line. Bedford comes out. They got a double tight end. Wing off to the left. Spear in the backfield. Black calling signals. He hands off to number 4. Ledger Russell, who breaks it up the middle. He did not. I don't believe he got it.
Knocked down in the backfield by number 20, John Barry Jr.
Who made that tackle? Bill. Number 20. Oh, Jordan Barry again on the tackle. Huge play for North. They take over at their own 18-yard line. 1st and 10. It's Gavin Flynn. He's still in the game. Yep, he's at quarterback. Number 8, Gavin Flynn in the backfield. Nashua North has slot to the left, wide receiver out to the right. Signals being called. Handoff right up the middle. It's Raisin and Andino out for about a 7 or 8, 7-yard gain out to the 19-yard line. Basic zone blocking out there. Nice play by number 52, Parker Bromley, for the vaunted Bedford defense. Huge drive for Nashua North. They got a slot out to the left. Jack Peters comes into the fullback, right behind the left guard. Handoff right up the middle to Raisin and Andino, who stumbles for about a couple yards.
On the carry.
Is that 44 Bill? Cal McAuliffe on the stop.
Set up a big 3rd down and about 3.
3rd and 3 for Nashua North. Flynn taking the signal from the sideline as they. Who's going to punt? That's a good question. And Jason Roby just. We don't know who the punter is now. Finlay was the backup punter to Toby Brown.
Timeout, Nashua North.
But Dio Toplana, he kicks him in the end zone from, not sure if he punts at all, though. He's the right tackle for Nashua North. And that's a good question, though. But we're not worried about that. Right now, it's 3rd down and 4, 5 minutes and 59 seconds left to go in the first half. Bedford 7, Nashua North nothing.
Northwest Designs Inc. Championship apparel is available on site from our partners at Northwest Designs Incorporated.
We thought the rain would come, we'd see a defensive struggle here, but we're seeing a defensive struggle, and the rain hasn't started coming yet. It was drizzling when we first got here. 5:59, the Bedford defense has been stingy. I think North has a couple of first downs. Tom King will have that stat for me shortly. But it's been mostly a running game. The clock is ticking. They moved the game up from 6:30 to 4 o'clock because of that hurricane that's coming up the coast, I think. But yeah, that's what they told me anyway. But that's okay. Bill got the call at 4:15. At least I got it earlier than you did. Big play, 3rd and 5. Gavin Flynn calling signals. Tight end off to the Nashua North right. Handoff to Almonte, sweeping to the right. Turns upfield. Go! He's hit by.
Mario Monte.
Nice job, number 6 out there.
Colby Snow.
Colby Snow with a nice hit. It's be 4th down. I thought Almonte would be able to get that corner, but couldn't quite turn the corner for the big gainer. It's 4th and 3. And the question came earlier, who is going to punt now? Because Finlay was the backup punter to Toby Brown. And not sure who's coming in to punt. Looks like number 25, Josh Bozick. Hope I pronounced that right. Josh is back to punt.
Josh Bozick to punt for the Titans. Snow and
4th and about 4 yards from the Nashua North 19-yard line. Bedford is deep. They go back to about the 35. I'm sure they scouted the punters from Nashua North, but I'm not sure they saw Bozick punt yet. Let's see what he's got. Snap his ball. Snap his back. Bozick punts. Wobbly kick goes out about the 50-yard line. It's rolling. Takes a Nashua North roll all the way down to the 45-yard line of Bedford. Not a bad punt
Bedford 45-yard line. They'll set up shop 1st and 10.
by Joshua. Nice roll for Nashua North down to the 45. Bedford has the ball with 4 minutes and 51 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Bedford is probably going to kind of control this clock so North doesn't see the ball again. But you never know when they go over that middle deep. Danny Black has the arm for it. They're in a double tight end formation. Double wing to the left. It's a fake come back to Sphere to the left side. He stumbles and rumbles out about a 9-yard gain.
On the counter.
Tackle out there by,
from number 44, Jack Peters.
looks like it's Dio Taplana made the play. I believe it was 73. It's also the starting right tackle. Big number 73 goes out to the wide side at defensive end. Bedford comes out, double tight end formation, double wing to the right side. In motion is number 6. Whoa, what a play by Raisin and Andino, who came flying in from the outside to stop Colby Snow. Looks like he was going to get a big gain there. But the speed, Nashua North has that speedy defense. It's 3rd down and 2. Jordan made a nice play cutting off that wide sweep by Snow. 3rd down and 3. Flag goes up in the air. Well,
flag will fly.
Flag on a warning, sideline warning.
Sideline warning against the Titans.
They must have been too close to the field, but that's a warning the first time. Refs don't want to trip over you. I've been there before, and that ref tripped over my feet. I got a few penalties myself on that. But the coaches have to stay back behind that white line, 3 yards off the field. Okay, back to the play. 3rd and 2. Bedford, double tight end, double slot to the left. Sphere, right up the gut. That might be a big stop. It's very close to a first down. It's 4th and inches, if anything.
It's going to be a 4th down and a
Looks like you're going to have a measurement here. Did we see who made that tackle, Bill? It was a scrum.
Tackled by the interior of the Titan defense there.
Logan Sphere with the ball carry. It's 4th down and about less than a foot. Yeah, maybe a couple of feet, give or take. I can't see all the way up here. I do see the football, though. A little blurry, though. We're getting old. We're getting old. And that's okay. Double tight end. Looks like a wing, double wing to the right side. Danny Black calling signals from his 49. Snap right up the gut to Sphere, first down.
And that is number 1, Logan Spear.
No surprise there. They send the power off to the right side, send Sphere to the weak side.
First down.
Tackle made by Xavier Francis for Nashua North. It's 2 minutes, 33 seconds left. I was right. Bedford is trying to kill this clock. They don't want North to get another possession. Now they got 4 more downs. And I don't think they're going to be satisfied with the 7-0 lead going into it. They're going to go for it here, eventually. Okay, double tight end, double wing to the left side. Black calling signals. Fastest over the middle, deep down the right sideline. Oh, what a catch. No, incomplete.
Intended for
Number 4, Ledger Russell.
Incomplete.
Looked like a great catch from here, but I was right in that. They're going to go for the end zone. And I'm not right all the time, so I got to give myself credit sometimes. Ledger Russell almost made a beautiful play on a rollout pass from Danny Black. Stops the clock, though. 2 minutes and 6 seconds left now. 2nd and 10 from the Nashua North 44-yard line. They still go double tight end, double wing to the right side. Yeah, double wing to the right side. Danny Black calling signals. Ball back. Handoff to Sphere again. Nope, it's not Sphere. That's Danny Snow. That was Snow on number 4, I'm sorry. Ledger Russell, tackled made by number 20, John Barry Jr. So far, he's made more than a few tackles here today. John Barry Jr. made a nice play. 3rd down and about 3rd and 9. Big play for Bedford, as they don't want Nashua North to get that ball back. The clock is ticking, 1:30 seconds left to go in the first half. Bedford breaks the huddle from the Nashua North 43-yard line. 1:20 left to go. Wing to the right, double tight end. Double wing to the right side. Danny Black in motion, goes number 6, Snow. Gets the handoff, goes outside, slips and falls. Raising in and Dino was right there to make the play. Jack Peters was also there. It's 4th down. Clock is ticking, under a minute left. And I'm willing to bet they're going to let this clock run out a little bit before they kick this ball. They might even take the 5 yards. Jason Roby, they take the 5 yards on this or they kick it? Under 40 seconds left. Jason Roby, the ex-Nashua North head coach, who was my head coach when I was with him for the JV and the freshman. And they are going to punt it with about 25 seconds left. Looks like Peters is going to try to go for the block. Here they come. Snap is back. Nice job getting that punt off. They're going to let the ball roll all the way down to the end zone. Oh, it stopped at the 1-yard line. Nice play. Who made that play out there for Bedford? Great job on punt coverage. That was number 8, Dom Tagliaferro.
That punt was down by number 8, Dom Tagliaferro.
Nashua North, 10 seconds left. They have the ball on the 1-foot line. The problem with this in the spread, and I've always had this problem, they're going to snap it in the end zone. They need to get to the line of scrimmage with 10 seconds left, or they're going to have a safety. And that's the last thing they want right now. Not sure if they ever went under center, though. Problem with the spread is when you're on your own 1 and when you're on the other guy's 5. You run out of plays. They need to hand off to probably Almonte, Raisin and Dino, or Jack Peters. They need to get to the line of scrimmage to get out of this half just down 7-0. And it looks like Finlay has come out of the locker room, and he's not limping. Not sure what the status is of Derek, but he's most likely going to sit out the half. He's trying to run on that. Looks like he's limping on that right ankle. And the classic teammate that he is, he goes in that huddle. From what I've heard about Derek, he's a team player all the way, and I'm sure he's going to be giving Gavin Flynn any advice he can, as long as he's out of the game. So now Nashua North has the ball on about the 1 foot line. They're in the spread, so the snap's going to go to Gavin Flynn in the end zone. They need to get to the line of scrimmage. And if they do, Bedford might call timeout. Look for a turnover here. Snap goes, handoff right up the gut. Is that Raisin Andino or is that Almonte?
That's number 21, Jordan Raisin Andino on the carry.
Andino carried. Raisin Andino gets the yard as the clock ticks down.
Bromley on the tackle.
That's the end of the first half. The 7-3 Bedford Bulldogs, 7. 9-0 Nashua North Titans, nothing. We will be back with this second half of football as Chad Cibola sends his team back in there, and you know he's going to make adjustments. It's a good first half of football by the vaunted Bedford defense. And Tom King is back with us. Tom, is it raining down there?
Yeah, it's starting to pick up a little bit, but the injury to Derek Finley, obviously.
Finley came out.
He's walking down. So
Yes.
see how it is at halftime. I'm sure they'll take a look at him and see if he can go back and play. I don't know if he'll be able to run much, but we'll see. So, but I'll tell you what, Ron, Bedford's defense, you take away our best offensive player, that makes Bedford's defense twice as tough.
Well, Gavin Flynn's going to get his chance, junior.
I don't know.
North.
I don't think so.
Well, Gavin Flynn is the
Right,
he's
but
the
right. But I think they're going to get Finley out there as much as, if at all possible.
Finley's got the great
Yeah,
arm.
I mean, the first snap that Flynn got, he bobbled. You know, I mean, the ball's wet. He's nervous. You know, it's going to be tough. So, but Bedford's defense. But here's the key, though, in this game. They've held the ball a long time. They found something on the left side.
Yes, they did.
And they are running left. That's why I was down there so long. They wouldn't run them toward me. I was on the side of the field. Couldn't get any photos. Everything was on the other way on the other side. Running left.
Tom, you got to get a zoom-in lens for that.
Oh, this
How
is
many
a
times I tell you that?
300 zoom, but you're shooting in rain.
That's
So it's different. So the problem is that they've found that side. They're running it. They're running it. They're running it. And it's going to be a tough one. So we'll see. We are at halftime, everybody. The score here at Stellos Stadium. It is Bedford 7, Nashua North nothing here in the Division I quarterfinals. We'll be back with the second half right after this.
Bill brought cookies, Tom.
That's what I'm going to do.
Do you love sports? Then you should know about STEM. Because maximizing nutrition, analyzing peak muscle performance, calculating the perfect shot, and more are all made possible by science, technology, engineering, and math. In fact, there are more careers than ever in sports science. So if you have a passion for sports, then think about getting involved in STEM and improve everyone's game on and off the field. Get inspired at shecanstem.com.
And we're back with the start of the second half, everybody. I'm Tom King. Don't forget, I'm still here. I had to get a lot of photo issues down there with this type of weather. It was very difficult for everybody.
Tom, you're soaking wet to them. Come up here. We're all dry, eating cookies, and you are soaking wet.
Bedford up 7-0 on Nashua North, and Bedford is, I don't want to say dominating, but they are running not at will, but they're able to push to the left side of the field.
They are controlling the clock. They're running away from Dio Toplana on the short side, alongside the field. Doesn't matter.
So, Ron Welliver, if you're North, what do you do to change? What adjustments are they making at halftime? Now, we also have to say Derek Finley is out with what looks like an ankle. He's walking around okay, but if he has to run, I don't know. We will see what they do with the quarterback.
I'd say punt,
position.
Tom, but 2 punters are out. Toby Brown is out. Now Finley, I'm not sure if hopefully he'll come back the second half.
What do you do if you're North offensively to make it
You got to run the ball with Jack Peters, Raisin Andino, and Amari Almonte. Got to get them outside those tackles. They're doing a nice job containing them. Chad Cibola is one of the best at making adjustments. He's going to make adjustments here. I guarantee you that. They got to get that running game going, or they're in big trouble.
Now they've held Bedford to 7 points on a big play, a pass up the middle, down the seam that went for a touchdown, a 55-yard touchdown. But the thing is, Bedford is able to run the football. If you're North defensively,
they're freezing the safeties. They're running the football.
Yep.
They made the fake, wide open down the field in snow, touchdown.
Well, what do you do if you're Nashua North defensively to try to adjust to what Bedford is doing on offense, Doug?
They have to have those linebackers stay home. They like to do counters, fake counters. They can't be, their hair's on fire, Tom. They're flying around. They have to get some discipline and stay in their zones, make the plays, and make Bedford fumble, turn something over.
Now, that's the one thing we haven't had is any turnovers in this game, which is kind of surprising given the conditions here because it's very wet. The rain is picked up down there. It's not pouring out by any means, but it's wet. It's a little damp, and you've seen players slip on the field.
Yes, I've seen a couple of slips by Snow and I think Amare. But Tom, I'd be remiss if I didn't say that. And you come back in here wet. The last game I watched, the BG game, you did it from your living room. John Collins was here alone.
Magic of technology.
I thought, yes, but you know what? I got to give you credit, Tom. I was up in the mountains. I watched it on the computer. Great job from your living room.
Well, here's the lot.
Yeah, don't change the subject. I'm trying to give you a compliment.
Thanks, Ducky. I'll be in my living room in about another 2 hours. But right now, Derek Finley, helmet on, walking okay. My guess is he's going to be out there, but we'll see.
We'll see.
If
Look how he's walking gingerly there.
If a player has the helmet on, well, guess what? He's going out in the field right now. He's not going to go all the way out. He's going to step back.
I think he's testing. Is it an ankle, Tom? Do you know what
It's got to be his foot. It's got to be somewhere with his foot.
Right now, number 9, Gavin Flynn is warming up on the sideline.
He is, but we just got word that Finley is a go.
He's a go.
He is a go.
He's a gamer. He's a gamer, Tom. He's a baseball player. He's a gamer. Do you know? Speaking of baseball, we got someone from ESPN listening from down in South Carolina right now, the Rhodes family, and someone from Pittsburgh too. I think the Schreibers are listening too. I think it's great, Tom. ETV is not only Nashua; it's all over the place.
It's worldwide.
That's right, baby. With the help of computers,
It is worldwide, but we are here in Nashua, New Hampshire, at Stellos Stadium, at halftime. 7-0 in favor of Bedford. Nashua North very limited offensively, especially after Derek Finley went down. They tried a 46-yard field goal, but it was short.
Has the leg, Tom.
It was short to the left. Not that time.
No, not that time.
No, and I think the deal is the air is a little heavier, and the ball's a little heavier because it's wet. So we'll see. Now Bedford will get the kickoff to start the second half.
Nice call. They deferred to the second half. They had the ball right near the end of the half. Now they have the ball to start the second half. They're going to look to control the clock, Tom. North's got to come up with a play. Toplana is going to be kicker number 73. And he'll put this thing down the 5-yard line in the end zone, Tom.
Well, let's see his kick. I mean, let's see what he does if he's able to get the ball into the end zone. Let's see how that ball is moving in the air with the
deep
dampness.
Bedford back there is, I'm
else.
not sure. I can't see the numbers from the side.
High kick, taken at the 1, and taken off, and a nice tackle for Nashua North.
What a hit by Jack Peters.
Yeah, well, that's what Peters does on special teams. Yep. Dom Tagliaferro with the return, Peters with the hit. Have to set a tone physically, but the one thing they can't allow is another score, because if Bedford goes up with this defense, up 2 scores, that's going to be trouble.
That's scary. But looks like Finley's going to be back, Tom. He's out on the sideline. He's not going to play defense, obviously. But
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. They are at the 15-yard line. Now, Ron, I'll be up here for most of the third and
I've been missing you,
Tom.
I'm glad to have you back.
2/3 of the fourth. Once this game is close to about 2 minutes to go, I'll probably head back down on the field.
Bedford loves that double tight end, Tom.
Snow in motion. Sphere with the handoff, and he crosses the 20-yard line. And again, that's too many yards. That's a 6-yard gain almost.
Jack Peters coming in the game for number 14. Ryan Flynn comes out. Coached a kid named Ryan Flynn way back at Fairgrounds in the 90s. But
It'll be 2nd and 4, a long 4 at the 21-yard line. Again, if you just joined us, it's 7-0 here at the start of the third quarter. They are just underway in Derry with Bishop Girton and Pinkerton. No score. Sphere with the handoff, and this time North zeroes in on him in the backfield. He kind of stuttered. A little bit of a slow handoff, Ducky, and about a yard. But now we have a penalty. Flag just thrown. It's a dead ball foul.
Oh, that's not good.
Somebody said something.
It's a nice play by Darius Smith coming up and making that play. The right guard for Bedford pulled, but he didn't get to the hole quick enough, and Smith made the play.
And the Titans are moving back. They are moving back downfield, so that means it's going to be against them.
Is that an unsportsmanlike, Tom?
Yep. Dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike.
That's the last thing they needed right now, Tom.
Boy, that is just a bad penalty.
Chaz Zabolis on the sideline is beside himself on that call.
So that's going to be a 15-yard penalty. Is from the line of scrimmage, which was just over the 20. It's going to get to the 36-yard line. And first down, Bedford.
See, Tom, North has come back during the season. They fell behind.
When?
We're going to see the character of this
team.
team.
Against BG, they did. Against BG.
The character of this team has to come out right now in this quarter.
Well, they didn't show it. They didn't show it there. So it is first and 10 now. Bedford at the 36-yard line.
Double wing right, double tight end.
He's going to run. Straight ahead. And Sphere across to the 42-yard line. He got about 6.
And Logan's got to have at least 50 yards rushing by now.
They'll mark his knee down at the 41, so give him 5.
20, John Berry Jr. on the
Second and 5 at the 41.
Sphere, a running back, defensive end, 5'10", 180 pounds. And he runs hard. They love that double tight end, double wing left.
They sure do.
It's working. Why not? Why change it?
Exactly. Movement, no call. Snow darts across the 40 and gets to about the 43-yard line, raising an Andino on the tackle.
Nice play by Andino when number 6, Colby Snow, cut up the field there.
He got 2. He's at the 43. It'll be third and about 3.
This is a huge third down play.
43 yards from just beyond the 42 at the 43-yard line. Bedford was able to get a couple of first downs on plays like this.
They're just going to eat up as much of the clock as they can, Tom, in these next 2 quarters to keep the ball away from North.
Third down and 4 from the 43. Shotgun snap. Sphere straight up the middle, and he gets a first down easily.
That the inside line.
So what happened there, Ron Welliver?
It's the same thing they've been doing all game. They got a guy coming, a wing back in motion. They fake to him, freeze that linebacker, and Sphere goes right up the middle. Nice job by the Bedford offense.
5-yard gain. It's first and 10 Bedford. They have controlled the ball. They have controlled the clock.
We got to remember these Nashua North defensive linemen playing both ways, Tom.
And that 7-0 lead feels like 21-0, doesn't it?
Yes, it does right now.
With the way Bedford plays defense, but the way they're controlling the ball on offense. Here comes Sphere, and he's tripped up maybe about 3 yards.
I believe that was
Ledger Russell.
Yeah.
You're right. Ledger Russell.
It looks like a 1 from up here, Tom.
Our old eyes.
Now Sphere comes back in. Do you think he'll be carrying the ball here, Tom? 2nd and 9?
But, you know, with the number of times that they run the football, right? They get a yard on that play. With the number of times they run the football, what about play action?
Well, that's what happened on the touchdown,
Right.
Tom. It's coming. You know it's coming.
You know it's got to be coming, right? It's got to be.
Watch out for number 6, Colby Snow, going wide to the left as a flanker.
Sphere in the backfield. Snow in motion. Takes the handoff. He's got some room across the 50 to about the 48-yard line. Gain of maybe 3.
Is again that wing back in motion, sets up the dive play to Logan Sphere. And that time they hand it off. Still got a couple of
Get
yards,
about
Tommy.
2
Third-
yards. Taking about 2 yards on it to be 3rd and 7 from the 49-yard line of Nashua North.
They got to watch out for Colby Snow. When he's out here one-on-one, Nashua North's in a cover 0. That's dangerous.
What's a cover 0? Explain this to our audience.
No deep safety. They're moving up. They're trying to stop the run.
Which is basically
There's nobody back there.
which is
You get
basically
one-on-one
how,
coverage.
basically how North beat BG, right?
Basically, yes, exactly.
They're celebrating something.
Looks like they're in a cover 2 right now, Tom.
Yep.
Back to pass. Wide open downfield, Tommy.
Again, and just too far. Another wide open play, and just a little bit too far. Here you see it again. Watch. There you go, Ron. Tell us what's happening. Play action.
They faked it. That's the Snow, and then number 88 just ran right down the field. That's where the run, Tom, is setting up these pass plays.
No doubt about it, but they're going to have to kick it
They're in a
now,
cover
I think.
2, but they're coming up to stop that run. Now it's 4th down, and now the question is, will Bedford trust their defense and go for this at 4th and 6?
With that
Or
defense,
they're going to play the field position game, which they're going to
I
punt.
think you play field position with North the way that
Smart
they
move.
have been able to move the ball. Pinkerton now is just taking a 6-0 lead on Bishop Girton in Derrick. We have that here on Friends at Friday Night Lights. Low snap. Doesn't step into it, just kicks it from his
back foot, yeah.
stance. Yeah.
Well, I think the rush was coming.
He had to.
He rushed it.
If he stepped into it, it was going to be a block. Instead, Nashua North has to take the ball on the 11-yard line, and Derek Finley is coming back out at quarterback. We'll see how effective he is.
That was number 7, Ethan Preston Texera, another double last name there, Tommy, who made him rush the ball a little bit on that punt.
1st and 10 North at the 11-yard line. They'll take over.
Now Bedford's smart, Tommy. They're gonna probably not respect Finley's running game, and they're gonna go with the backs unless he starts passing the ball.
Looked like Raisin and Andino. Yes, it was. And Raisin and Andino gets tripped up just beyond the line of scrimmage. His knee went right down on the 11, so I think it's no gain.
There's Kevin Sheridan and Jake Ben on the play for Bedford.
Yep. Basically no gain for Raisin and Andino. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from just beyond the 11-yard line. And we're trailing 7-0, 6:23 to play. Finley with a throw, wide open to Jess, but the ball's underthrown.
Yeah, it was
It was a quick pass, but the Jess just couldn't quite get it. It was low.
You wonder if that ankle injury had something to do with that pass.
Well, he didn't step into it.
Yeah,
he
he
just
didn't step
slinged
into
it. So
and he didn't have to throw on his back foot. He wasn't rushed.
3rd down and 10 from the 11-yard line. Bedford smart to kick it, I think, for the field position game.
Watch out for Jack Peters, number 44, wide left. Trips to the left, Tommy.
Long pass downfield.
Oh,
Caught! What a catch by Nick DeJess at the 49-yard line.
That was a great pass by Finlay, but Nick DeJess over the shoulder had to change.
Watch it again. Here's the play. Go ahead, Ron. Tell us what happened.
Nick DeJess is going down the field, looking over his left shoulder. He ends up catching it over his right. Didn't even see it, had his arms out.
That
Great
is
play.
a 40-yard gain, the longest gain of the day for Nashua North.
Nashua North.
1st and
Finlay
10
can throw, Tommy, and that's
at the 49.
if he's not going to run, he can throw.
1st and 10 at the 49 at Bedford. Well, you know what? They may have to throw against this defense. Peters on the carry, trying to turn around. No room. Cuts back. Now goes the other way.
Finlay with a block.
And he's got a lot of room, but he's going to be wrong out of bounds, and a helmet comes off.
I think a flag's coming here, Tommy.
Yeah, there might have been a hit, upper hit at the 45.
gotta love-
Let's see what happens here and see what the call is.
But Tommy, Derek Finlay, when Peters cut back,
What
to
a
the
great
right,
block,
He
yeah.
came back and made.
Oh, it's a hold.
Oh.
They just called a hold on Nashua North. The play was on the sidelines. Why hold there?
I'm not sure where the hold is, Tommy.
That is a tough penalty. Wow.
Nice.
Great run by Peters,
They're
but
coming
a
across the
hold is
field.
called. He got 4.
Finlay's trying to find out from the ref what happened right now.
Yeah, but a penalty on a
I think
hold.
it might be him on that block. Maybe, I don't know,
No,
Tommy.
the flag was not thrown there. It was thrown right around the 40.
Right around where the tackle was.
Right around the tackle was, which is why they hold there. Who knows? So, well, actually, it's a 10-yard penalty, right?
It's first and about 20.
Spot of the foul. So the flag was at the 40. The infraction was at the 48-yard line.
I don't know what happened there, Tom. We didn't see it.
Tough to see. First and 23. Finley on a screen play to Resident Andino. He's got some room. He cuts across the 45, gets back to the 50-yard line.
And he fumbles.
Ball's fumbled. Let's see who got it. Bedford says they have it, and they do. Oh,
Parker Bromley at number 52.
A tough turnover.
Number 32. And thank you very much to our spotter, Jack Risso.
Wow.
Made the play on Resident Andino, who fumbled after a nice screen pass from Finley. And he had blockers, try to get that little extra effort, Tom, and
Ball
that's what
gets
happened.
13. Ball's fumbled, as you saw there, and recovered. And it was Resident Andino, number 21. So at the 47-yard line, Bedford takes over.
5 minutes, 45 seconds left, Tom, in the third quarter. It's going to be crunch time for this North defense.
First and 10, Bedford. 5:45, as Ron said, to play third quarter. First and 10 at the 47 at Bedford. A promising North drive.
They're going deep again.
Ends. This time they have a man open, just overthrew him again. This time there was coverage, but he did have a step and a half on the defender.
There's Kevin Sheridan. Yes, he did. North is respecting that run.
Here's the play. Slight play action, not really a good fake. Throw the ball down, but again, you lead the receiver. And I think that's where the ball needed to be thrown. I think the receiver's got to pick it up a little bit.
Well, Danny Black can throw, Tom, and that was a nice lofting
another
throw.
open
Just
receiver.
overthrown.
Second down and 10 at the 47. Clock.
No need to panic yet, Tom. There's still 5 minutes and 40 left in the third.
Well,
the North defense is tired, Tom. They're playing both ways.
But they've been on the field a long time in this game. Bedford just got a turnover. North needs one. That's what they could use. They could use a turnover. Second down and 10. Sphere across the 50, and he's in the North territory, but we got a flag down, and probably in the
I think it might have been on
in the territory of a legal block or a hold. Let's see. It was
I
thrown,
know Jordan Raisin and Andino wasn't too happy, number 21.
It was thrown by the back judge.
Holding, yes,
Holding,
good call,
yeah.
Tom. It was holding on Bedford. We got a little Bronx cheer going on here, Tommy, from the Nashua North fans up in front of us.
That penalty will be against the Bulldogs.
So the ball will be moved back to the 37-yard line. Right at the line of scrimmage was the hold. Another weird call. I mean, the play was, it's spot of the foul. It's a spot foul, right?
I think so.
Yeah, so, where was it? They saw it all of a sudden, threw the flag out at the 48-yard line when the hold was way beyond that. So a hold, it'll be second down and 20 from the 38-yard line. Running play, Sphere, and he goes up the middle, and he's going to be stuffed at around the 39. He got about 2, maybe 1.
Big third down for Nashua North defense right here, Tommy. 4 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the third quarter. 7-0 Bedford Bulldogs. They are just taking their time, Tommy, using their whole 40 seconds.
They are. Why not? You're up 7-0. Take
Third
as much
about,
time.
what, almost 20, 19?
Third and 20, third and 19. The ball at the 39-yard line. Nobody's going to respect the play action here. They know they're might try to throw the ball.
Bad
Bad snap. Black takes it, and he is smothered right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of a yard.
That
North,
looked like a wet ball, Tommy.
It did. Well,
Every
I mean,
snap has been spot on.
Look, it's the way it is in this game with the conditions, right? So what North needs, Ron Welliver, is they need a comeback similar to what they did against Pinkerton Academy. I mean, against Bishop Girton.
They need a big play.
Which is trailing Pinkerton right now with 1:40 left to go in the first quarter. It is 6-0 Pinkerton over BG.
You should Chad Sabolis. You go for a run back here, Tom, or you go for the block? They almost blocked the last one.
Well, let's see who they've got on the return. Is it Peters or is it Raisin and Andino? Or is it Almonte?
Almonte. It's Almonte. That's a nice punt.
Yeah, Monty's got it. Oh, he lets it go. I'd field it.
Sheridan with a nice high punt, rolls down to the 23-yard line of North. They take over, 1st and 10.
Now, why do high school kids not field punts anymore?
You wonder how many reps they get in practice. These guys are playing both ways. They're repping offense, they're repping defense. Sometimes the coach just say poison, get away from it. And
well, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
They need to take a chance here, Tom.
Yeah, they do.
They need to take a shot.
So 3:33 to play, and North will take over 1st and 10 on the ball on the 24-yard line. Their own 24. They've barely spent any time in Bedford territory. The one time they did it, tried a 46-yard field goal that was wide left and short. 1st and 10 Titans. Finley with a sharp pass to the Jess, and he gets out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. But you notice one thing, though. They're not going to run Finley in this game anymore.
He's got an arm. He can pass.
He's
got almost 1,000 yards passing this year,
He is going to be throwing the ball. Yep.
The line just says to hold it.
Early in the season, Chad Zabola said we've got to cure him of his baseball arm. You got to throw a football throw, and because he was slinging it.
That was almost like a double play ball, a quick out.
Pretty much.
The quick curl pass.
The quick curl pass, he's going to do that. The other passes, he's going to throw deep.
Now he's got trips left. Watch out for Jack Peters. He hasn't gotten involved much in this offense yet. He's been Finley's go-to guy.
3rd and 2, 32-yard line. Low pass, it is incomplete. Boy, you got to be careful there. If that ball is bobbled and deflected,
almost picked off,
ends up in a Bedford uniform, it could have been an interception. That was very close. Let's see if we can see that again, how close it was.
Number 21, Alex Grodinskis. I hope I didn't butcher that.
Clock continues to tick. Well, not tick, but it's 3:22 left. There it is.
Yeah, I'm not sure they're in two-down territory here, Tom.
Oh, you're not going for anything here. You gotta get the ball back. You gotta, if you don't get it, you gotta get the ball back.
Finley in the backfield with Raisin and Dino. Double slot, Tommy. Here we go.
3rd and 2, 32-yard line. Big play for North. They need a first down badly. They're going to throw it. Finley thinking about running it. He's going to run it. And he's going to get out of bounds. And I think he got it.
Oh,
Very
I'm not sure
close.
about that spot. Not
Very
a great
close.
spot, Tommy. He moved pretty good, but now he's limping again, Tom.
Yep, he is limping. And he's coming out of the game.
Derek Finley is a gamer, Tommy.
He is.
He is a gamer.
He's coming out of the game.
That may be it.
That could be it for Finley.
Elise Murphy
He's
from
try
Performance
to
is tending to him, but he's in a lot of pain right now, Tommy.
Well, he was in a lot of pain when he got hurt
First and 10.
time. 1st and 10, he got the first down. Raisin and Andino, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide.
Is 52. Parker Bromley's having a monster game on that team.
He is, isn't he?
Middle linebacker, and he's playing with.
Sure is. 6-0 BG trailing. Second quarter.
He's a senior.
Second
Tommy.
quarter, 11:40 to play.
Bromley's a senior. He doesn't want this to be his last game. He's going down swinging.
No doubt about it. They give no gain on Raisin and Andino. 2nd and 10, 34. And
nice.
The pass. Peters with the catch. And it's a first down, if I'm not mistaken.
They sent
Gavin
DeGeese
Flynn.
out deep, and they opened up that
Gavin
quick
Flynn
out.
with a short pass to Peters. And
Nice
in my mind, North needs to get the ball in the hands of Peters more in this game.
Absolutely, Tommy. He's only had the ball like 4 or 5 times.
Hasn't really had it. 1st and 10 at the 44. In fact, I was surprised that Peters wasn't inserted at quarterback, but because he vied for the position with Finley a year and a half ago. But obviously, they've been working Flynn in practice.
Steven Rosario checks into the game. He's right behind the left guard.
Flynn hands it to Raisin Andino up the middle. Good gain. Healthy gain of 5 yards. Not quite into Bedford territory. He's still at about the 49-yard line, a pickup of 5.
So Chad Zabolis and his offenses over the years, he loves to do that follow me play. Right up the gut, lead blocker.
Yep. Yeah, which drove me nuts because I could never get good photos.
That's true.
See your
It's all right
bodies.
up the gut. 3
See your
yards on a
bodies.
cloud of rubber, whatever that's out in that field.
6 and 5 in Mata Field. 6 and 5. I mean, second and 5, 49-yard line. Flynn going to throw it. He's going to go deep. He's going to throw it out of bounds. There's not a receiver there. Somebody stopped short.
Yeah, not sure if it was a mix-up on the patterns
Must
there,
have
Tom. Because, yeah, I think he was expecting to do a wheel route to the outside guy. Miscommunication.
And Finley is back in. Finley is back in the game.
I got to love this kid going down swinging.
Oh,
He ain't
Monday.
going down. This ain't over, Tom. He's
So
going to inspire them.
Finley's back at quarterback. Back to throw. Nowhere to run. He goes down. At the
fumble, Tom.
Yeah.
That's a fumble.
Yes, it is. He fumbles, and the ball is recovered by Bedford at the 47-yard line of
Finley's
North.
down again, Tommy.
Yeah, I mean, they cannot. I don't know. He can't run, and Bedford's got to know it. So let's see the play again as Finley comes off. So here's Finley. Looking to throw, can't do it. Steps up. What do you see there, Ron?
They're just getting the Bedford line is just pushing that Nashua North line right into the backfield.
Yep.
Getting some penetration. And normally Finley would go for a 12-yard gain on that when he's healthy. Run right up the middle. He's an outstanding running quarterback, I should say.
So on that play, he loses 2. Fumble. Bedford recovers. Pinkerton just scores again on Girton. So the Astros way up. Boy, this could be a bad night of football for the city of Nashua.
Not over yet, Tom. 45 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
It'd be a very bad night.
Bedford is going to be very happy running up the middle, Tom, and just killing that clock.
So they'll take over. 45.8 seconds left. 1st and 10 on the 47-yard line. They want to get the clock right. 55, not 45, so 55.5 left on the clock.
Nashua North parents for Johnny on the spot with that clock, I'll tell you that. Okay, Bedford's coming out in a wide slot right, Tommy. They usually go double tight end. Will Black be throwing here? I doubt it.
And a fumble!
Oh, do they need that?
And Nashua North recovers.
Raising it in, Dino with the play. But Tommy, I got a question. Why would...
Go ahead, Ducky.
I got a question. Why would Bedford change everything around? The snap went high.
Yeah, why?
Raising in and Dino...
You said it. They had a little bit of indecision there, right?
Well,
and
it might be the
big
wet
play.
ball again. It's just the snap went high. But Legend Russell beat the quarterback to the hole because the snap was high, causing the fumble, and here we go. Nashua
1st and
North got a
10
break.
at the 50. Who's the quarterback? It's still Finley. I can tell by the jersey. It's all dirty. No, it's not. It's Camp. It's the other kid.
Gavin
Handoff.
Flynn. Yes,
It's
Flynn.
Flynn. I thought it was Finley, but no. Up the middle. 5-yard gain.
I don't see Finley on the sideline.
Raising an Andino on the carry. Gain of 5. 2nd and 5 from the 45-yard line. Clock continues to tick. 22 seconds left in the quarter. Here we go.
Nice play by number 8, Dom Tagliaferro on the play, and 56 also Zach Jones on the play. Bedford's pretty stingy up that middle, Tommy. We haven't got many.
That'll do it.
North has not got many.
They lose a yard on that play. So that'll do it for 3 quarters. One play in this game, a 55-yard TD pass. It's holding up so far. We got 12 to play in regulation.
Starting to see the body language on some of these North players, Tommy.
It is.
And
7-0 in favor of Bedford. And you're right, North now with a sense of desperation.
Well, we started the 4th quarter here, Tommy. And North has the ball, 3rd and about 6 from the switching sides now from the 46-yard line of Bedford. If Chad Sabolis has a bag of tricks now, Tommy, maybe now is the time to come out with it.
Could be.
I mean, they've been beating teams all year at 9-0, running up the middle, running off tackle. And then occasional rollout pass from Finlay.
Yeah, but
Can't roll out right now.
Yeah, but you know what? They were able to, they had Finlay, running ability as a threat. Defenses had to respect it. Now,
yeah, remember the BG game where Finlay rolled left, hit Jack Peters, one-on-one coverage on the right side. On a
is this defense going to give that up?
Not right now, they're not, Tommy.
No. This is the Bedford.
Penetration on that defensive line.
Look at the score with the 0. What has Bedford done all season long? They haven't been scored on.
5 shutouts.
Well, here's the thing. They've played 7 postseason quarters. They haven't been scored on. And now you have the backup quarterback in who's very inexperienced, and Bedford can key on the running game.
MVP right now might be that defensive coach for Bedford. I'm not sure which assistant he is, but very well coached team though, Tommy. Gavin Flynn comes out, raising in Andino to his left.
And here we go.
Might be Luke Peters to his right.
3rd and 6 from the 46.
Full backfield sweep to Peters.
Peters looking for room, doesn't have it. He's in a flag and maybe a face mask. Let's see. They may have gotten a break.
Nice play by number 21, Alex Runinskis, to keep that play outside. And like you said, Tommy, might have been. Yeah, looks
all
like
right,
a face mask.
Watch at the end of this run.
On
yes,
Bedford.
Watch at the end of the run.
Oh yeah, right there on the quarterback.
Reaches it.
Right there on the back, I should say.
Yep.
Nice call by the ref.
They had
Johnny
him
on the
stopped.
spot on that one.
They had him stopped for no gain, and a penalty.
Big
face
first
mask.
down for North.
Yep.
Result of that penalty good for another Nashua North first down.
Oh, the plot thickens now. Now the Titans have the ball, 1st and 10 at the 29 of Bedford. Early 4th quarter.
They're going in a double slot, Tom. I wonder if they're trying to spread out that defense to open up that middle for Raisin and Andino. Here comes Jack Peters.
Peters with the handoff. Peters with the run. Peters down about the 26-yard line.
Cal McAuliffe made a nice play on a almost like it was a trap, Tommy. It looked like a speed sweep at first, but Peters just cut right up the middle and now try to play that trap block.
2nd and 7 at the 26-yard line.
No field goal here, Tommy. They got to go for it.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
Again, the double slot. They're trying to widen them out.
Sweep. Nowhere to
Luke
go.
Peters nowhere.
Luke Peters nowhere on that.
Guess who's
Boy,
there? Number 52, Parker Bromley.
Well, first of all, at this point, you hand the ball off to Luke. Luke doesn't run as much, right? And he's got to run extra yardage just to get open because he's got to go all the way to the other side of the field. I just don't see that one.
Well, I'm not sure the timing on the speed sweep was there either.
3rd and 8 at the 27.
They're getting the play in from the sideline, called in from
and
the
they're going to have to call
booth
timeout
here.
because they couldn't get the play in from the sideline. So
Chad Sabolis meets with his team. And a big play for number 9, Gavin Flynn.
It's 14-0 in Derry, 5:06 to play in the first half. Girton, I believe, has got the football at the Pinkerton 25, and they call a timeout over in Derry. That game is on FNL and NH Media. We have it on here in the press box.
I'll never count Bishop Girton now, Tommy. They got one heck of a team over there.
In Derry against Pinkerton?
That's a tough place to play.
That doesn't happen often.
That's my house of horrors when I was coaching over there.
Yeah, it's everybody's house of horrors.
We came close once, I think.
John Trisciani talked about that. He was on the staff at Bishop Girton as an assistant when Travis Cody's team took the Cardinals there. Kind of a 500 Cardinal team, but under the format, they won their conference, they won a playoff game, they got to the semifinals to play Pinkerton Academy, and it was not much of a contest. So Astros went on to win the state title.
Well, back Nashua North, we were in the finals against Pinkerton with Dre Williams and
Yeah,
Brendan Carcanis.
exactly. A lot of
That
different.
big fumble with Jason Roby wanted the ref to talk to him. What do you mean we recovered the fumble?
All right, here we go. 3rd and 7 at the 27-yard line. 3rd and 8 by my count at the 20.
Fake to
yard
Jack
line.
Peters.
Flynn with the throw. Going to the end
Somebody's
zone.
open,
He's
Tom.
got a man open, and it's knocked down. The ball hung up. It looked like knocking it down
Dom
was
Tagliaferro.
Tagliaferro, yep. Got to go for it here.
Nice play knocking that down instead of worrying about the interception. Just put the ball on the ground.
That's it, yep.
Don't worry about trying to get the interception. That's what things happen and go wrong. 10 minutes, 38 seconds left to go.
You just saw
in
it
the
there
game.
on the replay. He just goes and knocks it down.
Nice job.
Yep.
Again, well-coached Bedford team, Tommy. Big
All
play
right.
here, 4th and 8.
4th and 8. 10:38 to play in the game. Ball at the. Got a man open on the side. It's
Jack
a
Peters.
battle. It's caught.
What a
Peters
play.
with the catch.
No, it wasn't Peters.
Was it Peters? Let's see.
It was DePleece. It was DeGeese, Tommy. Nice play by DeGeese. That's 2 great
Nick
catches he's made
DeGess.
today.
Nick DeGess with the catch.
DeGeese, I'm sorry. I stand corrected on the name.
A big catch. And the ball's to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal at the 5. Raisin and Andino to
Right
about
at-
the 3.
10 minutes to go, Tommy. This is far from over. Great play by DeGeese.
2nd and goal about the 2.5-yard line.
Again, North is widening them out, Tom. They got the wide receivers left and right with a slot wide left.
They're going to have to run it, though.
Peters at a trap block.
Oh, he stood up at about the 2. Not brought down, but stood up. This
Bromley
is,
again, Tommy.
He's good. Look, take a look, Ron, and see what happens here.
Peters pulled right there, gets the defensive end. Bromley didn't move. He didn't go with
move,
it.
boy. Big guy, huh? Big guy. All right.
3rd and goal, Tommy.
3rd and goal at the 2. What do you call here, Coach? What do you want to see?
Nothing fancy. They're going to do a follow me right
No,
over.
I don't think they can run up the middle. They may have to go wide.
You're right. Nice call, Tommy.
They're going to go wide,
And they
but
still
no
don't get
room.
it.
And they go to the short side of the field, which surprises me.
Those cornerbacks have been containing all day out
Raisin
there.
and Andino stopped at about the 3. He lost a yard. It's going to be 4th and goal from the 3-yard line.
You got to look for some type of counter here, Tommy. They got to come back against that with those containment in the outside. Put a blocker on Bromley and get over that.
8:54. Put a blocker on Bromley and run it up the
two
middle.
blockers on Bromley. A counter up the middle. They better call the. They got to call the play in now. The clock's ticking.
They may
Something's
have
going
to
on.
take a timeout.
Yeah, good call. 8 minutes, 34 seconds left in regulation, Tom.
Raisin and Andino was a little shaken up on the play. He was kneeling down for a little while. Now he got up and he's walking okay. Pinkerton Academy leading 14-0 in Derry, but the Cardinals have the ball at the 14-yard line of Pinkerton. And Bellavance is going to run it, and Bellavance is going to get down about the 7-yard line with 2:35 to play in the first half in that game in Derry. So we are watching
Big
it live.
series for BG over there, Tom.
They need to score before halftime.
Here, Tom, we got 8 minutes, 34 seconds left. If they score, do they go for 2, Tommy, or do they go for the 1?
You go for the 1. No, you go for 1 because you know.
Absolutely. You got.
It took if you score, it took you 4 plays to go 5 yards.
That's true.
You know.
Let's see what Chad Sabolis' offense has up their sleeve here, Tommy.
You know.
Look, they're going trips left, wide, right. They're trying to spread them out.
8:34 to play.
Bromley's all by himself in that middle.
4th down, and now timeout Bedford, I believe, right?
Yep, they don't like what they see.
The chess game
They're going to
continues.
talk about it.
Why?
Look, I love it. This Finley jogging around the corner. He wants to go in.
He wants to go in.
wants to
He's
go back
begging
in.
to go in. Look at this. If we could see him, you see him right
my
there.
God,
you see him walk right up to the
He
coach.
wants in.
He wants in. No doubt about it, and they're not going to let him.
Tough decision by Chad, but he's You gotta love Finley. Gotta love his attitude.
Kids and adults is just around the corner at
I gotta think
MD.
if you hand it to Raisin and Andino, they'll key on him. If you hand it to Peters, they'll key on
That's
him.
what I'm thinking. Counter.
Can Flynn run the ball? Can Flynn run wide? See, they
We'll
have
find out.
all this room on this side.
Yeah.
So if your two best athletes, as Girton now looking to get in the end zone, and they're just short, I believe. So
Here's the
if
game.
you're-
Look at Finley right in.
if
with,
your
Gavin Flynn.
if your two best athletes are blocking, can you score? Can you get somebody with the ball
Yep.
and score?
They go and trip. They're widening them out again. Trips to the left side.
8:34 to go. 4th and 2 on the 2. This could be the ball game, really, in a way.
It's a pass, Tommy.
Pass over the middle. It's
Picked
picked
off.
off. Picked off. It looked like number 2, Saboli, Evan Saboli.
Evan Sabati. Evan
Sabati.
Sabati. Yep, Sabati.
And an
Oh, that's a tough break.
interception. Here it is right here. Ron, take a look. Yep. He stood still. The ball was thrown right to him. I mean, the receiver was behind him, but there was no way to get it to him. So, and Girton scores, and now it's 14-6, and they'll kick an extra point in their game.
Well, the North defense has to come through again, Tom, with a big play here. It is, Bedford, they're going to run up the middle. They're going to run Logan Sphere. They're going to run Colby Snow.
What he should have done was just take a knee in the end zone and get the ball at the 20, right? 1st and 10 at the 10-yard line. Looks like Sphere. Yep, Sphere, and
He does not want to go down.
he does not want to go down. He runs across the 15-yard line at about the 16 or 17.
Finally brought down there by the great senior.
Gain of 6. But I thought he was going to have a 1 or 2 yard gain there, Tommy.
Boy, if you were to tell Chad Zabolis you had a 1st and goal at the 5-yard line, if you were to tell him early in the week that you had a 1st and goal at the 5, he'd say, guarantee we score. Didn't happen.
Yeah.
Did not happen. I said it would be the toughest 5 yards they were going to have to try to get all season, and it was. 2nd down and 3 at the 18-yard line. Hand out to Sphere. He gets basically back to the line of scrimmage. Not much there. 3rd down and
Xavier
3.
Jalbert out there, number 53.
3rd down and 3.
Well, if they're going to have a shot, Tom, they got to stop him right here. 7 minutes, 27 seconds left. Clock is ticking. And Bedford does not mind at all.
It'll be a big 3rd down in
So it is 14-6 in Derry. Bishop Girton trailing. Here it is 7-0. 3rd down and 3 on the 17. This is a huge play because the Bulldogs can hold the ball for another series. That's probably another 2 or 3 minutes on the clock.
They're going with the
They're going to
speed
go
sweep.
wide,
Snow.
and they've got
First
a first down. Colby Snow. Tell me what happened there, Ron Welliver.
Nice call on the speed sweep, Tommy, because Nashua's wanted to stop Sphere up the middle. He's killing him.
Yep.
And the speed sweep was open, and it was a good call. And
And
ran
they get
between the cornerback and the
here it
defensive
is
end.
right here. Watch the carrier.
Nice job containment by number 10.
And he had all sorts of room. Nobody ran up to try to tackle him. They just tried to let him come to him, and that was the mistake.
Fatigue is showing right now, Tom.
Yep. 1st and 10 at the 22.
They're in a 5-2 defense.
6:34 to play in the game. Uh-oh. Fumble, and it's falling on it right away, I believe. Was it
That
Black?
could have been a huge,
Yeah.
a slick ball fumble on the snap.
Yeah, that was Black who fell on it. So they're back at the 12-yard line. They lost 10.
That North defense should be chomping at the bit right now, Tommy. 2nd and about 20.
Hey, you know what you
Will
want?
they pass?
You know what you want here? You want a defensive touchdown. You want a defensive touchdown. If they pass the ball and you have a chance to intercept it, you do it. You don't knock it down. You take the field position, or you try to get in and score.
They may just go for the field position, Tom, and run the ball and kill the clock.
2nd and 20. Well, Bedford may, but North needs the
There's the
ball.
speed sweep again
Nobody
to
in the
Snow.
backfield. And I think you're seeing the impact of no Toby Brown Jr. There haven't been many plays where North has been in the defensive backfield.
Tackle by Ethan Preston Texera. I'm sorry, Tommy.
Preston Teixeira, yep.
And John Barry Jr.
Barry Jr.'s played a great game.
Yes, he has.
Yep. At the 19-yard line, they got 7. So they cut the margin. Now it's 3rd and 13.
5:10 left, Tom.
At about the 18-yard line. 5:10. They're not going to throw it. They're going to run. So, and they'll run. And
they'll run it. They'll get it down to 4 minutes by the time North gets the ball back.
They'll run and they'll punt.
There's North's chance on a punt.
Unless they get the first down. Somebody moved. Everything was all discombobulated there. There's a word for you.
Oh, timeout. It was timeout, Tommy.
Who called it, though?
Bedford.
All right, so both teams have used 2 timeouts. Keep in mind, North, 1 timeout left, and they're the team that's trailing with 4:45 to play, possibly in their season. As crazy as that sounds.
Some of these kids in their career, Tommy. How many of these kids are going to play
Well,
football?
Peters isn't going to play again.
He's a lacrosse guy. And
Finley's
a baseball guy.
Finley won't play again.
And you got
that's why Finley
Bryson
that's
Romeo,
that's
right
why,
guard. He's got his pilot's license.
That's why. Does he really?
He's got his pilot's license.
That's why Finley wanted to get back in that game. He knows
course.
This is it.
This is it if they don't come through. It's tough. It's tough for these seniors. That's why I love Thanksgiving, Tom, for the seniors. It's all about the seniors. And now that they don't have it anymore, I know the finals are the state finals of Thanksgiving weekend. I'm a Thanksgiving guy, though, Tom.
Can't play it. Can't take that chance.
Oh, I know that.
Yep.
I still don't like it.
Central and Memorial. I don't like having a game on Thanksgiving, but if Girton loses and North loses.
Yeah, I know.
There's nobody local left in Division 1 unless Merrimack pulls a shocker tomorrow. And we've got one going on right here.
3rd and 15, Tommy.
3rd and 14 from the 22. Or from the 18, sorry. Screen pass, yes. Not short. North will get the ball back. It was to Colby Snow.
Play by Jack Peters out there on that screen pass.
Yep. So they get to the 20, basically no gain on that play. So it'll be 4th down and 10 at the 22. Actually, they got 4 yards. That's right.
4 minutes and 10 seconds left. Tommy, if Chad Zabolis has a bag of tricks, now is the time to bring it up.
This is it.
But with a backup quarterback, did he get the reps on whatever trick play they got coming? Who knows?
Bedford's going to let the clock
Timing
tick down
is
as much. We are under 4 to play, everybody. When it gets to 2 minutes, Ron, I'm going to have to head down to the field to get photos. A bad snap, but again, the back foot kick. And the punt is going all the way to the 41-yard line, and that'll do it. You know what?
He's a heck of a punter from his back foot. He's been kicking all day from his back foot. He's
has.
going 30, 40 yards.
You know what, Ron Welliver? I think it's going to be a tight series, so I'm going to let you take the next 3:42 as I head down.
You got it, Tom.
That punt will be down at about the Nashua.
Okay, here we go, folks. 3 minutes, 41 seconds left in the game. The 7-3 Bedford Bulldogs lead 7-0 over the undefeated Nashua North Titans. And is that Finley back out there? Can't see if it's Gavin. I think it's Gavin Flynn at quarterback. He takes the snap. There's a quick out to DeGeese on about a 7-yard gain on a quick out on the outside. They will be passing the ball with 3 minutes, 37 seconds left. Clock stops because they went out of bounds. Nashua North gets the play from the sideline. It's called by Gavin Flynn, who gives the blocking assignments, the play, etc. We got a slot left, wide right. Flynn rolls to his left, looking down the field. Throws to number 18. Luke Peters, a high tackle by number 11, Joel Poltrinieri. And it's a first down by Nashua North. 3 minutes, 29 seconds, clock's ticking. They come out with a double slot formation. Wide side of the field is to the right. Flynn goes back, looks to throw. Ball is batted up in the air, incomplete. Didn't see who batted that ball around. Was that number 88? Kevin Sheridan, 88? Sheridan was in the backfield. Sheridan's had a heck of a game at defensive end also. 3:15 left in the game. 2nd and 10. Nashua from the 49-yard line of the Bedford Bulldogs, whose defense has been absolutely phenomenal today. Flynn goes back to pass, looks to the right, looks like a jail screen. Off to the right side. Number 5, DeGeese. A jail screen is, but the receiver goes downfield, comes back behind the line of scrimmage, cuts to the inside so the lineman get out and kick out that block. That's why we call it a jailbreak screen. 3rd and 5. Gavin Flynn, tremendous pressure he's under. He rolls to his left. He throws to the outside, almost intercepted by number 8, Dom Tagliaferro. He picks that off. He's gone. Game over. Incomplete pass. That was a pick 6 if I ever saw one. 2 minutes, 43 seconds left to go in 4th period. It's 4th down and about 4. The Nashua North season rides on this play. Gavin Flynn takes him to the line of scrimmage. Jordan and Raisin and Andino in the backfield with him. Trips to the left side. Change of play from the line. They're changing the play. Called in from Chad Sabolis. Raisin and Andino in the backfield. Flynn goes back to pass. Throws it to the right. Dickey's got it. He's got it down the sideline. He falls down. 1st down. Nashua North at the 27-yard line. Is that number 5, DeGeese again out there? He doesn't fall down. This game could be tied. Nice job by Gavin Flynn, showing some poise back there. It is 1st and 10, Nashua North from the 29-yard line. A clutch play by DeGeese and Gavin Flynn. He takes the snap, goes to his left, throws out to number 18. Luke Peters does a little bit of a stop pass or a screen off to the left side. Kevin Sheridan in there once again. We've heard that name more than once today, along with Bromley. And it's 2nd down, 10 yards to go from the 29-yard line. Gavin Flynn, Raisin and Andino, goes to his right. Flynn goes back to pass, looks deep. There's number 5, DeGeese. The ball's fluttering, and it's incomplete. Not sure if the ball was tipped. Is that number 6, Dylan? I'm sorry, that was Colby Snow on the play. Almost made a nice play. The ball was either deflected or just an errant throw. But Gavin Flynn in for the injured Derek Finley. Gets the play from the sideline. North needs to move along. It's 1 minute, 46 seconds left to go. 3rd and 11 from the Bedford 29-yard line. Flynn calling signals. We have a double slot. Luke Peters in motion. Throws over the middle. It's picked off! Picked off by Bedford. Number 8, Dom Tagliaferro makes the interception. He just almost had a pick 6 a couple of plays ago. Makes the pick as Flynn tried to go over the middle to, I believe it was Jack Peters out there. Peters was right there, and number 8, Tagliaferro, jumped inside of him. He doesn't make that play. Peters goes in for the score. 1 minute, 37 seconds left in the game. Nice play. Again, the Bedford defense, they haven't been scored upon in playoffs. They beat Wyndham 28-0 last week, had 4 more shutouts during the regular season. And the scrappy Merrimack team got 40 points off them a couple of weeks ago. But Bedford comes out. They're in a double tight end left, flanker to the right. I'm sure they're not going to be passing. North needs to get the football. What run goes up the middle, and they're all over that. Didn't see who the hit was. Raisin and Andino with the hit in the backfield. North needs to take a chance now. They need to go for a fumble. With 1:30 left to go. I think Chad takes his last timeout. Last timeout by Chad Sabolis. they could run just take a knee after this, and that could be it. Second and 10. Bedford has the ball on their own 22-yard line. I'm sorry, second and about 12. Scoreboard says 10, but it looks like about 12 yards. And Chad Zabolis has taken his last timeout. I'm sure he's telling his guys, go for the ball. They have to ball hawk here. Bedford is not going to pass. They're going to kill the clock and run the ball. Logan Schvier is at the game of his life today, along with Colby Snow, Tagliaferro, Danny Black, Bromley, and Sheridan. I mean, all over the place today. Bedford comes out to the line of scrimmage. Second and about 12 or 13 yards to go. They come out with double tight end. Two running backs in the backfield with Black. And somebody jumped. I believe it was Nashua North. We don't know. And they did jump, but I'm not sure if he was drawn offside.
The offside.
Yes. So on number 53, Xavier Jalbert, a little too anxious on that play. It's still second down and about 9. Minute 31 left. It's second down. Bedford gets a first down, and this one is over. No question about that. Second and 8. Double tight end. Wing back to the left side. Double running back. Hands off to Snow. Runs to the outside. Tries to cut up field. Falls down. Hanging on to the football is all he wants to do. It's third and about 7. Gained about a yard. Minute 19. The clock is ticking, and North is out of timeouts. They got 2 plays. Probably going to run out of time here. I'm not sure if they're going to have a punt on fourth down. Yeah, they have to have 2 more plays. There's a minute left. I'm not sure about the under a minute now. They're going to kill this right down to the last second, and North has to hope for a stop here and some miracle on the punt. Miracles have happened before over the years with Nashua football. Now Bedford calls a timeout with 44 seconds left. They're just sitting on this play. If North gets the ball back, there's not going to be much time left. It's going to be a Hail Mary time. A gutsy performance here today by the Bedford Bulldogs. Running game and also their defense. And they've been known for their defense. North only scored 1 offensive touchdown in that first game when they beat them the first game of the year, 19-6. Toby Brown got the other touchdown on I believe it was a scoop and score or a fumble recovery or an interception. But there's dead silence on the North sideline. They need an absolute miracle here. Third down and about 7, 44 seconds left to go in the game clock. Bedford is on their own 17.5-yard line. North coaches have met with their defense. They know what they have to do. They have to get the ball. And Bedford's playing it smart. They're running the ball and they're just sliding down, hanging on to the football with 2 hands. Well-coached team, this Bedford team, no question. North is also very well coached, by the way. But right now, 44 seconds left, 3rd and 7. Bedford has slot to the left, tight end to the right. 2 men in the backfield with Black. He rolls to his right. He's not going to throw. He's just standing there, killing the clock. He's running around, and Raisin Andino makes the play. Nice play by Black, running around trying to kill the clock.
Black will be sacked on the play.
Raisin Andino made the sack, loss of about 5 or 6 yards, but you know what? There's only 25 seconds left in the game. Bedford doesn't have to do another play. And looks like it's going to be it. The Bedford Bulldogs at 7-3 are moving on. Clock, 10 seconds left, 9, 8. And my hat goes off to these Nashua North players. Great season at 9-1. And what a tough way to these seniors to end their playing careers at Nashua North. And that's the game, folks. Bedford wins. Now 8-3. Bedford Bulldogs 7. Nashua North Titans nothing. We will be back maybe for a wrap-up, I'm not sure, with Tom King, who's down on the field, probably doing some interviews. As the players shake hands and the body language of the dejected Nashua North kids, they played their hearts out today. And today, Bedford was the better team. And I hope Finlay isn't injured too bad. And he got injured like sometime in the third quarter. And backup quarterback Gavin Flynn did an admirable job coming in under those circumstances and got some needed experience for next year, as he's in the junior. And they shake hands at midfield. I'm not sure if we're off the air or not, are we? No wrap-up, folks. So on Veterans Day 2022, final score, Bedford 7, Nashua North nothing. Have a good night, everybody.